Good morning once again. Students, today we will start with our topic, chapter 6 in geography, and the name of the chapter is Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. What is the name of the chapter? The name of the chapter is Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. First of all, we will see what do you mean by vegetation. What do you mean by vegetation? So, बच्चे vegetation we can say plants, trees or bushes, whatever greenery you see in the environment, that all are the part of vegetation. Okay, all that greenery which you are seeing in our surrounding, plants, trees, bushes, etc., they all are the part of vegetation. Now, question will be here, कि ma'am, what is the difference between vegetation and natural vegetation? So, like suppose in vegetation, so we can include all, whatever plants or trees are there in your garden, that is also the part of vegetation. Yes or no? Yes. But what is this natural vegetation? If we are talking here about natural vegetation, so here students you have to relate this topic with your 6th standard geography. There we see all those plants and trees which grow by their own without any human support. All the plants and trees which grow by their own without any human support, that is only known as natural vegetation. Just like all the plants and trees which grow in the meadows, forest, okay, or any of the national parks and all where no one is there to give them water or any kind of support, that all are known as natural vegetation. Is that clear? Then next we will see wildlife. In wildlife we can include all the creatures, just like animal, insects, aquatic animal, flying birds, all are the part of the wildlife. So I hope the name of the chapter is clear to you all. Natural vegetation means all that vegetations and plants which grow by their own without any human support. And wildlife, all that creatures, like we can say animals, aquatic animals, birds, insects, all are the part of wildlife. So if this is clear, then we will go to our next topic. Students, first of all, we will see introduction of the chapter. I hope my screen is clear to you all. Chaliye. So first of all, we will see the introduction of the chapter. And in that introduction, students, you will see, first of all, story of Salima. What we will see? First of all, story of Salima. Who is Salima? Salima is one of the girl as like you, and as you people are going for school trip and all, you are going in that Jaipur rock, that rock sport. In that manner, they are also going to school trip. And in summer camp was there that time. In school trip, she was going to Manali. Where she was going? She was going to Manali, which is located in Himachal Pradesh. Okay. She went to school trip in Manali in Himachal Pradesh. And as she go to the trip in the bus, as their bus start moving, like suppose this is the mountain area, bus start moving from here. As the bus start moving from here like this, she was surprised. Why she was surprised? Because she found that thing, कि whatever plants, whatever trees she saw in this one area, that is completely different from here which she saw. Matlab, whatever vegetation was there, that is completely different from here. Okay, in this manner we can say the vegetations which they found over there, that was completely different. One of you now asking ki ma'am which chapter is going on? It is chapter 6 geography bachche. As I start the class, that time also I tell you 2-3 times, but that time you not take care, so now also you can see. Okay, now what happens? She found that plants are changes, okay, and the landform whatever was there till the, like we can say, mountain foot to the upper side hills and all, that is also completely different from each other. So if we will analyze her story, so what we can find, if we will analyze this story, then we can see that there is the close relationship between the height of the land and the type of the vegetation. Try to understand what I am saying, that there is the great relation between the type of the landform. Landform you can say just like land, okay, and which type of vegetation we found over there, which type of plants we found over there. Just like you can see, can you tell me the plants or the trees which you found in Rajasthan, the same is there in Jammu and Kashmir? Yes or no? Write your answer in chat box. Or show me like thumb like this. I will understood. Yes. No. Because the land which is there in the Rajasthan, that is completely different from the land which is there in Jammu and Kashmir. So land is always, like we can say, affect the vegetation which we found over there. Okay. Except that we can say more things are there which can affect the vegetation of the particular area, and that is, just see, the growth of vegetation depends upon the temperature and the moisture we can say humidity which is present in the air, slope and thickness of the soil. So if here anyone will ask whatever factors are there which affect the vegetation of the particular place, so here we can say height of the land, okay, except that temperature, moisture, and except that slope and thickness of soil. Thickness of soil. Okay, wait, beta. Harshit Bijaraniya now came in the class. Height of the land means as per the height of the particular area, as per the height of the particular place, we can see what type of different vegetations we found over there. Okay, except that next it is there temperature, where we found the low temperature, just like higher altitude like Jammu, Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and all. There we find the different, like we can say, vegetations and all. And in the high, like we can say, high temperature area, just like Rajasthan is there, then nearby like Gujarat and all, there we find the different type of vegetation. Except that moisture also depends upon the, moisture is also one of the factors which affect the vegetation of that area. Like suppose areas nearby the equator which get so much moisture, so much humidity is there in the air. So that we found different type of vegetation, and many of the areas just like Rajasthan and all where less moisture is there in the air, there we find different type of vegetation. And slope like we can say dhalan, okay, which type of slope is there, or the thickness of the soil is more thick or less thick, that is also the factors which affect the, like we can say, vegetation which we find over there. So if anyone will ask you whatever the factors over there which affect the vegetation of the particular area, so you can say height of the land, temperature, moisture, slope and thickness of the soil. So I hope students this is clear to you all. Yes or no? Chaliye. Now next we will see natural vegetation is generally classified into the three broad categories. Matlab, the natural vegetation which we found over here in our surrounding, that we can divide into the three categories. Which are those three categories? That we will see, like forest, grasslands and serfs. But That all things we have to study in the chapter. But before that, today I will tell you about the topic which we will study in this chapter. Just like a chart we will see, just like a topics, all of the topics we will discuss, ki whatever we will study in this chapter. Okay? Chaliye, let's see. First of all, we will see the type of vegetation, and in that type of vegetation, I will explain you about the forest, grasslands, and shrubs. Three different types of vegetations. Next, we will see forest. Forest is the first category of vegetation. Okay, as like tall trees and all the parts of that vegetation. And in that forest, we will see students different type of forest, just like tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, temperate evergreen forest, temperate deciduous forest, Mediterranean vegetation, and coniferous forest. These are the type of forest which we will discuss in the chapter. As you know, if I will show you like this is our earth, here it is 0 degree, here 90 degree north, 90 degree south, 66 and half degree south, 23 and half degree south, 23 and half degree north, 66 and half degree north. Okay, so which type of vegetation? Acha, one more thing I will tell you. Maybe you already study in 6th standard, but once again listen the things. Area between the 23 and half degree north to 23 and half degree south. Matlab this one area. This one area, it is known as tropical zone. Okay, a tropical region we can say. Ashish Meena now come in the class, right? Okay. Except that, next we can say the area from 66 and half degree north to 23 and half degree north, and here 66 and half degree south to 23 and half degree south. This one area, it is known as temperate zone. It is known as temperate zone. And finally, last we can see 66 and half degree south to 90 degree south, this one. And here also 66 and half degree north to 90 degree north. This is known as freeze zone. This is known as freeze zone. So in this part of the earth, which type of vegetation we will found, that I will tell you in this chapter. Okay. Next you can see grasslands. We will talk over here. What is grassland? What type of grasslands are there? Okay. And in which part of the country we found this grassland? Except that we study about the tropical grasslands and temperate grassland. Same students, as I told you, Nishant come now in the class. As same I already told you ki beta like temperate zones are there, tropical zones are there. So about that we will discuss over here in the class. Except that last we will study about the thorny bushes, in which we will see about the shrubs. Okay. So I hope this you understood ki whatever topics are there which we will discuss in the chapter. So students, I hope you all understood ki whatever topics are there which we will discuss in the class. Okay? Chaliye. First of all, first topic, forest. What is our first topic? Our first topic is forest, and as we will see what is forest, which grows where temperature and rainfall are plentiful to support a tree cover. Okay, depending upon these factors, dense open forests are grown. Just see, if anyone will ask you what is the forest, so we can say tall trees when all grow together in the wide areas, they are known as forest. Tall trees which are grow in the dense area, like we can say in the like common area, wide area, they are growing in the large number, that time they are known as forest. Okay, and in which area it will grow? Where the rain is plentiful. Plentiful means we can say good amount of rain is there. Okay, and except that because of the rain only, where the rain is more, forest will be, like we can say dense forest will be found over there, or where rain is less, there we found the deciduous forest or less dense forest. Okay, what is the forest? Forest are the cover of trees, we can say a place which is covered by trees, that is only known as forest. And the growing of forest or the type of forest, that is just depends upon the rain over there. If the rain is plentiful, more rain is there, so we found that tropical forest or dense forest over there, or where the rain is less, there we find the deciduous forest. Okay, which type of forest we find over there? Deciduous forest. Shankar, your good morning and all you can do afterwards. Okay, good morning and all afterwards you can do. Next we will see what is grassland. So here we can say which grows in the region of moderate. Matlab where moderate rainfall is there. Moderate means not too much or not too less. Okay, not too much or not too less. That time it is known as the grassland. Or students, if you see the discovery channels, show me your thumbs up and tell me how many of you are there who are watching the geography discovery channels. If you are watching the geography discovery channels, there so many time it is showing that the wide areas are there which is completely covered with the grasses, in which sometimes lions are moving over there, sometimes deers are there, giraffes are there, many different animals are there. So we can say the wide areas which are completely, yes, man's also. The wide area which is completely covered with the grasses. The wide area which is completely covered with the grasses, that is only known as the grassland. Okay, that is only known as the grassland. Is that clear? Yes, boys. Except that last one is that surf. Thorny bushes and the surf grown in the dry region. Surf, like we can say general language, bushes. Okay, and this thorny bushes generally growing in the dry area where the scarcity of rainfall is there, just like Rajasthan's and all. Except that in this chapter we will study about that tundra vegetation also. Tundra is the type of vegetation which grow in the like we can say freezed areas. Okay, or we can say freeze temperature. About that all things here we will discuss in this chapter. So I hope introduction part of the chapter is clear to you all. In this if you have any doubt, so you can like write your doubt in rough notebook, afterwards you can ask, or if this is clear then you can show me your thumbs up. Now students, first of all we will see our, like we can say, the forest we will relate with the Salima story. If you will see Salima's story, so what happened when Salima went to visit the mountain area, when she visited with her classmates over there, so when she was back from the trip, she was sharing her experiences and all with her father. And when she was sharing that experiences, so what happened? Her father, we can say, he also visited throughout the world, different parts of the country, and she explained her कि बेटा different part of the world, different part of the, like we can say, earth, having the different type of vegetations. And why this is happening? Because the climate of the particular places, or we can say climate over there, or the thickness of the soil, that is different, and because of that the natural vegetation or the wildlife which we found in that area, found in that particular places, that is completely different from one place to another place. Understood? Matlab, because of the thickness of the soil, climate, rainfall and all, whatever vegetation we found in the particular area, that is completely different from one place to another place. And on the basis of that only, as now, like introduction part is completed. Salima's father explained her the things and all. But now we will come to our topic. As the name of the chapter is there, natural vegetations and wildlife. Now we will see like natural vegetation. First part is there, forest. And if we will see what is forest, so I told you the wide area which is covered with the trees, that is only forest. And forests are just depends upon the rainfall. Where rainfall is more, we found the dense forest, and where rainfall is less, there we found the less dense forest. Dense का मतलब घने बोल सकते हैं, thick forest or the thick, less thick forest. And forests are there of how many types? 6 types. Tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, temperate evergreen forest, temperate deciduous forest, Mediterranean vegetation and coniferous forest. So what are all these things? What kind of forest are these? Where they are growing? What kind of vegetation we found over there? What kind of wildlife we found over there? That all we will discuss in our next class. I hope the things are clear to you all. If any kind of doubt you have, you can ask now.